Hey, friends, I'm Otis Gibbs. This is my buddy Dan Baird. He's a true embodiment of the rock and roll spirit, and he's going to tell you a great story about when he met Neil Young.
So I'm up in New York City where we're doing this, and I got friends up there, and call this gal I know that works over at Reprise, and she goes, "Hey, we got some tickets for Neil Young tonight. Want to come see?" Sure. Well, it's not the regular Crazy Horse thing; it's the Blue Notes. I went, "Don't care, Neil Young." I get down, they've got a disco club called The World in New York City, and you know, their disco beats the crap out of their rock and roll money. You know, and but that's where they're throwing the show. And he gets up there and he plays, and it's really cool. He does not do a single, you know, Crazy Horse song. It's all Blue Notes. This note's for you. And he's got the six-piece horns, and it's just like it sounds really cool. He's playing through this old Silvertone 610 model, and he comes with the greaseback hair. Then I'm sitting there, and he does his show, and as soon as his show's over, the uncha uncha uncha, starts hitting. I mean, I'm gonna call it loud. I was there with two gals, and they said, "You want to go meet Neil?" And I'm going, what am I gonna say? And so we're going out, walking out, and they said, "Well, stop, hang here just a minute. We got to say goodbye to him. We're a record company." Oh, sure. Knock, knock, knock. And they got a dressing closet, for what, an 8-piece band, 9-piece band. And Neil comes popping out to say goodbye, and they drag him over. And like you and I are sitting right now, we're about 4 feet apart, and the girls are on the side about 4 feet out. And Neil says something Neil like, and uncha 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 is going on in the background and in the foreground, and I can't hear a word. And so I go like that, and he shrugs his shoulders and waves and walk back in. And the girls look at me and go, "Why didn't you say anything?" And I went, "I couldn't hear him." "Oh, all he said was he likes your band." And you give him the "so what" shrug. I am sick to my stomach. I am seriously, I think I'm going to have diarrhea. I am all the way down there. Always in my top 5 period, go through periods where he's number one guy, has just given you the biggest cold compliment he could possibly give. And you shrug your shoulders. Now, the World is way downtown, and my hotel is up on 56th Street. It's about 1 in the morning on a weekend, and I am so mad. I just look at the girls and go, "I have to walk home." "Dan, you don't want to do that." "I have to walk home. Anything that befalls me, I've earned it tonight." I've acted like a jerk who somebody that's a hero tried to compliment me. Now, it may have been all through ignorance, but I walk back, bad news bums, kind of take a couple of steps toward me and then just turn back away. It's just like I am putting off a vile aura all the way up Broadway until I get up, to my hotel. I go in, I lay in bed, kicking myself, over and over. I get about an hour's sleep that night. I'm serious. This tore me to pieces. They have an exercise room, and back then I was jogging. So I get up on a treadmill in the morning after I've had a cup of coffee, and I'm still just full of fury and self-hatred. Absolutely chock full of it. Now let's run some of it off. And I get up there, and I don't know how much you know about treadmills and speed and stuff, but I'm doing 7 miles an hour for 45 minutes. So I finish up. They had a little changing room that I did change in. And I walk in there, and I'm, pull my shirt off and then look over, and there's Neil Young dropping trowel. He's still in his tighty whities. And I went, "You have one opportunity, Mr. Baird. Do not blow this." So I come up, and it was one long sentence. "Hey, man, you tried to say hello. I couldn't hear a thing in that club last night. Was that a Silvertone amp you're using?" Eyes light up. And he goes, "Yeah, it's one of the old 610 models." And I went, "I thought so, man. Those things are very, very cool." And we just started talking guitars and amps. I asked about Old Black, found out that it was the second Les Paul custom ever made. It was actually still in the, what do they call them? The prototype, in a prototype run. And we talked for 10 or 15 minutes. Everything was great. I shook his hand, and off away we all went, et cetera, et cetera. But I walked out of there. I am the king of the universe. I talked guitars and amps with Neil Young while in our underwear. How much more awesome can I get? I don't have a place on Mount Olympus. He might, but it's just redemption, full redemption. And the fact that he was kind enough to dismiss an understanding. Now, I think we touched back on it one time during that conversation. He went,
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, click the like button down below, and tell me what your favorite Neil Young song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.